Welcome back to Big Boys College Football. My name's Gavin.
I'm Grant.
And we had some good Week 4 action. We're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk about Week 5 and our predictions for that. So, yeah, let's get right into it.
I think the first game to talk about would be Texas Tech, Utah.
Yeah, because Utah was ranked, and now they're not.
And everybody came in high on Utah for that game, and this was Texas Tech's first actual test.
Yeah.
And not only did they win, they covered and then some. I mean, 34-10's a big win for Texas Tech. This is a team that spent a lot of money to get the players they have in the portal, and it looks like it's paying off.
Oh, yeah. And Texas Tech and TCU are really now the two hires. It took a long time to really see who was going to be the pretenders and who was the contenders for the Big 12, and I think it's really Texas Tech, TCU.
Iowa State.
Oh, and Iowa State. I always forget about Iowa State just because.
Well, it's really those three. I mean, it's Texas Tech, TCU, and Iowa State. I think you can really mix up that order however you want. I think those are our leaders of the Big 12. Speaking of TCU.
Yeah.
What a game.
TCU SMU, man.
It's so sad this is the last time the Iron Skillets will be played for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
And this is an old rivalry of two schools that are less than an hour away from each other.
Yeah.
But it was a great game. TCU won pretty handedly by 11 points, 35-24. And I think TCU's quarterback is looking pretty impressive.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think Heisman level impressive, but somebody we might want to keep out. I think he's a junior. I think he's a senior. Somebody to watch out for in the upcoming NFL draft for sure.
Okay.
I think he's got some skill. His completion percentage is high. I mean, he looks good.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm very excited. I hope TCU makes the playoffs. It's one of those teams that you always kind of root for.
And it was proven he's not a furry, even though everybody thought he was. So that's always a benefit too.
He beat the allegations.
Exactly. Tennessee whooped up on UAB this weekend, but I don't know about you. I was surprised UAB was able to get 24 points on Tennessee.
Yeah. I think it was a little of, we're coming off the Georgia game. It was a rough loss, but and then that UAB guy to fucking go up to the kicker just stomp his foot. What was that for?
It was ridiculous.
That was disgusting, man.
I only expect that kind of attitude out of Georgia State. And nobody else.
Yeah. Which they were respectful against Vanderbilt this week, which we don't even need to talk about that because Vanderbilt whooped.
Nobody was stealing any chains or anything like that. And that was a grudge match for Vandy. But the big one-side rivalry of Oregon State.
Yeah.
Which I think that's been essentially a whooping all since the Pac-12 dissolved. I mean, when Oregon State was essentially left out or left in, if that's a better way to put it. It's been kind of sad what has happened to that program.
Yeah. Oregon State in a conference with two members, you're the worst team in your conference.
It's rough.
Yeah.
It's rough.
Michigan, Nebraska.
Yeah. Michigan,
Nebraska. It was a good game. I feel like Michigan played better than Nebraska for pretty much all of it.
I agree.
I think it really came down to an onside kick, and Michigan was able to get it. But
is it just me, or does Michigan sometimes seem to play better without their head coaches?
Yeah.
I don't know what's about that, but that's how it feels to me. No, Nebraska did a good job. What was interesting is I was looking at a statistic, and it was Michigan and Nebraska first conference game of the year, what their win ratio was, and Nebraska's lost the last 10 conference openers, and Michigan had won the last 10 conference openers. I should have bet on Michigan winning this game.
Yeah.
But I didn't. And I'm kicking myself for that. I really, really am.
I heard something like 19 or 20 of the last times they've played a top 25 team they've lost or something. Nebraska just can't get it together. They can't get into the top 25, and when they do, they're right out. They're always just right there, and it doesn't matter if you have a quarterback like Royola. They're just not dependable. And I know they wish it was still Big Ten East versus Big Ten West, because that's the only thing that was saving them.
Talking about a tale of quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Oklahoma and Auburn.
Yeah.
Auburn's quarterback left Oklahoma, came to Auburn, and man, they were vicious to him.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard the chants.
Yeah.
I mean, it was vicious. There's no other way to put it.
Yeah.
We've heard some chants, and like when Alabama plays Dixieland alike, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we've heard some explicitives. This isn't new.
LSU, neck, yeah.
Yeah, but
they were not.
They didn't let up.
Yeah,
they didn't let up the whole game. I think Oklahoma probably has one of the best quarterbacks in college football right now, outside of Carson Beck and maybe a Diego Pavia and Haynes King.
Yeah.
I think those guys might be right below them. But Oklahoma's a fun team to watch. I don't know if I have them as high as 7 where they're currently ranked, but it's a good team. It was good to watch them. I think Auburn's still making a comeback. I don't think Auburn's out for the season, but they have a very hard schedule ahead of them.
Yeah.
I think Auburn has a very tough schedule. I think Oklahoma has a good shot at going to the college football playoffs this year. I think Auburn has a good shot in the Senate Bowl still.
Yeah, they could definitely happen. I feel like, I don't know, Auburn really, they're gonna leave Oklahoma feeling like they got snubbed just because of how bad the officiating was. But
that touchdown where the guy acted like he was walking off.
and now you've got to you take a tough loss like that, and then you have to go to Texas A&M this upcoming weekend.
And that's one of those stadiums you don't want to play in.
Yeah.
A&M is the largest student body of any college in the United States.
You got a Kyle Field, 100,000 people.
And so we rock it.
That's a rough place to play. And I would.
There's a few places that are really tough. A&M's one of them. LSU's another one.
I put Penn State in that category.
I agree. They're just tough places to play at. And we'll get to that a little bit later with Auburn. Ole Miss stomped out Tulane. Tulane kind of looked like the rising G5 school to make the playoff contention.
Ole Miss has been looking great this year.
I think we
both kind of didn't write them off, but said they're not as strong as they were last year.
For sure.
They've looked great. Their quarterbacks look great. Everything about them's looked great.
Yeah, I
agree.
They
still got a tough schedule to go through, but
And I think this probably puts Tulane a little bit further out of the conversation of who goes to the playoffs for the G5 representative. I would probably say it's looking like South Florida right now,
or Memphis or somebody.
But that was a tough beat down for Tulane, 45-10.
Yeah.
Tulane just couldn't get the offense rolling.
Yeah.
And their defense got trucked at the end of the day. I'm glad to see Notre Dame finally broke their losing streak.
Yeah, but you let Purdue score 30 points on you? That's ridiculous.
I had money on Purdue, to be completely honest, because I didn't know if Notre Dame was going to be able to do it.
Yeah.
Frankly, you go 0-2 to start a season. That's rough.
Mm-hmm.
That's rough. I think this is an easier schedule for Notre Dame than it's been in the past. Going forward from here, So we'll have to see how they do, how they handle the rest of their season. They don't have Miami this year.
Yeah.
I don't think they have FSU. I could be wrong. But it should be a little bit easier on a schedule. I'm always going to talk about Georgia Tech, just because I'm a Georgia Tech fan. Georgia Tech went and stomped out Temple. There was definitely some issues in that game. I watched it pretty closely. But Tech's still a good team, and I think one of the leaders of the ACC right now. And that's all I have to say about that.
Oh, yeah.
You want to do South Carolina, Mizzou?
South Carolina, Mizzou. I'll be honest. There was so much going on. This one kind of slipped through my watching. I knew South Carolina was going to struggle, and I think Mizzou's a team that's up and coming. So I'm not too surprised by this.
I think there's a chance the head coach from South Carolina is kind of on his way out. Whether I think he might be mentally checked out now. Virginia Tech job's open. His dad, I think, is the athletic director at Virginia Tech. And there's been a lot of rumblings that he'll go there. And if you're already thinking about going to a new team, you kind of check out where you're coaching, I feel like. And it's like when you're going to a new job. You just, you kind of blank out about it. And, I wonder if that's what's happening at South Carolina. I think they had more talent probably than Mizzou did.
Yeah. But
at the end of the day, Mizzou was able to come and beat them out, which is impressive. I give full credit to them.
Yeah. I hope Beamer ball isn't over. I didn't like South Carolina when Georgia played them every year, but now that Georgia doesn't really have to play them every year.
I thought they were one of the teams in the new rivalry.
I think it's Auburn, Florida,
South Carolina. South Carolina's the third.
Oh, that's right, because it's not Tennessee.
Yeah.
That whole rivalry thing's so stupid. You should just keep what you have and then shuffle the teams. I mean, there's not going to be any Tennessee, Florida. There's not going to be any Tennessee, Georgia.
They're not fixed, but they'll come and play.
Mississippi State has to play Alabama every year, which is rough.
Well, we'll talk about Mississippi State later on today. Yeah. That's an up and coming team as well. I mean, if I was Alabama, I'd be scared of Mississippi State right now.
Yeah.
Talk about another game that was scary was Florida Miami.
Yeah. I think even after this game, Miami kind of struggled a little bit, but even after this, I think they deserve that number 2 rank.
I agree.
I think they're the strongest and most consistent team in so far that we've seen against opponents. I think they're the strongest team in college football right now as far as consistency.
I think maybe with the exception of an Ohio State.
Yeah.
I agree.
That's why I totally agree with them at 2.
Yeah, I do too. I think Florida's a good defense.
Yeah.
I mean, Florida loses these games definitely not because of defense. I mean, they're whether it's their defensive coordinator or their head coach, you have to give them credit for that. I mean, this is a hard defensive play. Any game Florida's going to win this year is going to be in spite of their offense, and their defense is going to win that game for them. How many games they're going to win this year, I don't know.
Yeah.
I could see them having maybe a 4-win season.
Yeah.
I think it's very possible. But this game proved how good Florida's defense is, and I think because Miami didn't absolutely blow them out, I think their head coach might have his job a couple more weeks. Couple more weeks. But
I think Naker's on his way out. But
I don't think he'll make it till the end of the season.
Yeah, I think Miami's really the top dog in college football, but also definitely in the ACC now because they're really outside of that Florida State game next weekend. It's really no competition. They have to go to SMU, but that's really the only other game I can think of that would be competition for their schedule.
Yeah, I think they play Syracuse as well.
Yeah.
But
now,
again, with the quarterback being hurt, and we'll get to that game a little bit later. You don't know what Syracuse has, but did they play Louisville this year?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a nice save. Right now, and I think we can both agree on this, the ACC rankings as it sit go Miami, FSU, followed tightly by Georgia Tech, followed by Louisville, then probably Syracuse right after them.
Yeah.
The only reason why I can't put Syracuse above Louisville is because they have a loss at the end of the day. To a really good Tennessee team.
Yeah.
Not discrediting that loss. But yeah. Speaking of beatdowns and games that were, we just talked about Florida, Miami. Both of us thought that was going to be a blowout.
Yeah.
Indiana, Illinois. And you had picked Illinois to win this, and I had picked Indiana. Man, were you wrong. I mean, that was an ass whooping of an ass whooping. I saw, like a Simpsons meme of like Ralph Wiggum being like, "Stop, he's dead already."
Yeah.
It was like, that's what happened during that game.
Mm-hmm.
Indiana is still in this race for the Big Ten. They looked damn good, and they came out and showed they have the ability to go and close them out.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they made Illinois look like a G5 school.
Yeah. It was ridiculous, and the home crowd behind them really helped them. They just thrashed them, dude. It was bad. You lose by 53 points, and somehow Illinois is still ranked.
I'm so surprised.
People at the AP need to wake up, because what kind of ranking is that? You're gonna unrank Auburn for losing by a touchdown and some bad officiating, but you have a team like Illinois who just lost by 53 points.
You're going to keep them there. I completely agree. Especially, and I was saying this last week with Notre Dame. Same exact deal.
Yeah.
Notre Dame should be ranked right now. I don't believe they should, at least.
They should have been right outside of the top 25.
Yeah.
They had 2 quality losses, but at the same time,
quality loss.
You're this far into the season, you haven't won a game. I mean, 0-2 is.
I'd rather have a school that's won 2 games and 1 loss, even if that loss is mediocre, than somebody who's essentially 0-2 in the top 25. And now 1-2, well, their wins against Purdue. I mean, we're talking about a school that's generally bottom of the barrel. Not to say they're going to be for a season. Who knows? A lot of things have changed. There's always chances that Purdue ends up being pretty good.
Every time people talk about conferences and stuff, they talk about, Notre Dame's independent, so you gotta, that's to their disadvantage, but it's really to their advantage.
Especially now with the bigger playoffs.
They could play nobodies for the rest of the season, which I don't think. I mean, they have USC next week, I think. That's gonna be a big game for them, but at the same time, like if they go 10-2 and they lose to 2 teams, they're definitely making it into the playoffs, because they just can't keep Notre Dame out of their mouth.
No, I mean they can't. And Notre Dame's the only independent team that's been able to remain competitive. I think I understand the respect for that, but
I still think they're a good team, and I still think if we were to, off talent wise, they're definitely a top 15 team.
100%.
But
100%.
At the same time, what about next year and the year after that?
Yeah.
When they don't have this amount of talent,
Yeah, for sure.
Rest of them, not really much to talk about.
Hey, USC, Michigan State. USC struggled against Michigan State more than they should have. USC is now ranked. I don't know how I feel about that.
I think it's deserved. that'll make that Notre Dame game a lot more interesting.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm gonna be pissed though if when USC plays Notre Dame, if they shoot them right to the top 25.
Yeah.
Because again, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Arch Manning, you're a cornball. You're a cornball for that. That you're gonna. You finally get like a good decent win.
Standing up in front of someone.
Sam Houston, really?
Acting like he's all big in front of that guy. Oh my gosh.
Cornball.
Yeah,
Cornball behavior, man.
You're embarrassing yourself. What are you doing? I mean, probably the biggest quarterback letdown this year is Arch Manning.
But that was the first time he looked good this year. Like, great. Like, what people were putting him up to be.
Yeah, but I mean...
But it was against Sam Houston, who's a bottom 25 team.
Yeah, it's like a high school team.
Yeah.
You know, I mean...
That's crazy.
Well, sounds good. Let's move on to predictions.
Yeah.
I'll let you start off with Thursday night, and we'll go from there.
Thursday night, we got Army and Eastern Carolina. I got Army. I think they're putting it together. I think Eastern Carolina's coming off a loss this weekend. I think Army's gotten better as the season's going on, and they're going to keep getting better.
For sure.
I think this will be another one for them.
I have Eastern Carolina in this, or East Carolina. I think this could really go either way. These aren't two teams either of us follow super closely.
Yeah.
Being non-power 4 teams.
Mm-hmm.
But at least it's going to be a good, probably pretty close matchup for a Thursday night game. I always like it when Thursday night games are fun, and that's what I think this will provide.
Let us know in the comment section. I know it's a college football show, but do you watch college football on Thursdays, or do you watch Thursday night football? Because most of the time I'm watching Thursday night football.
Get a little multi-view going on.
Yeah, but now that I have YouTube TV, I'm watching. I got multi-view on. I've got a baseball game down here. I've got women's volleyball down here.
YouTube TV, please sponsor us.
Yes.
We would love some of that good YouTube money.
And if Hulu decides, Hulu has live sports, by the way.
Yeah.
They like to remind us about that.
Yeah, they do.
So anyone want to sponsor us, let us know.
Yeah.
Give us a call.
Feel free to hit us up in the comments. All right, let's move on to Friday then. Virginia FSU. We were talking about this game a little bit before we started the pod, and this is only a 7-point. Florida State's only 7-point favorites in this.
Yeah.
Which, if you were to look at this from a macro sense, you would think Florida State, being the number 8 ranked team, is going to come smack down on Virginia by 14 points or plus.
Yeah.
Hard part about Florida State. Florida State's played one team.
Yeah.
Realistically, the other teams are high school.
We don't know how good Bama's going to be until really they play Georgia this weekend.
Or if they came hungover and half drunk, during that game, and that's why they thought they weren't playing anybody and got outplayed. This will be Florida State's first kind of test. Virginia is a very middle-of-the-road ACC team. But it could be, a decent test for Florida State to see if what we saw during week 1 was a fluke or not.
Yeah.
Gavin, who do you have on this one?
I'm going to say I think Virginia's a good team. I think they've been quite surprising this year, but I've got Florida State. I think Florida State comes away with it. I think 7's about right.
Yeah.
On that, I think them being the away team, Virginia's got their first thing to cheer about in a long time.
Yeah.
I think they'll definitely show out, but I still think Florida State's gonna come away with this game, and they really need to, just for the sport of college football, because.
To keep the ACC looking competitive, they should win this. I agree with you. I think they probably will. I would love to see Virginia upset Florida State, though, because that would help my Yellow Jackets out, for sure. But at the same time, I think Florida State's probably got this. I think there's a chance Virginia covers.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll have to see. Virginia's got a decent offense. Florida State still has some questions. But they racked up a lot of points on nobody teams, and their defense looks pretty strong. But it's one of those we'll have to see when time comes.
Yeah. I really hope Florida State wins this week, just because I would love for maybe Florida State to move up a couple spots and have number 2 Miami versus like number 5 Florida State, because that would be the best Miami-Florida State game in our lifetimes, because we were both born in 2002. Post 2002, you had Florida State win the championship in 2013. Miami's not been anything. If Miami's a good team like last year, then you got Florida State who's down low. We want 90s, 80s Florida versus Florida State. I guarantee you that College Game Day will be in Tallahassee next week if Florida State wins this game.
I'd be surprised if they weren't. Next up, we have ASU, the previous Big 12 winner, right? Against number 24 TCU. This is going to be an interesting game to watch.
Yeah.
ASU took that loss earlier in the season to Mississippi State, which was a better Mississippi State than we expected to see. I believe they're coming off bye week, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
I'm playing a TCU who just took down a pretty decent SMU.
Yeah. Man, this is a hard one because ASU's at home, but TCU is coming off that big win. Now they have momentum. Man,
I think I like TCU for this one.
TCU.
Yeah, I think so. I think TCU is going to come in and take care of business. The beauty is Arizona State's normally a hard place to play at because of the temperature. Yeah. But guess what? Fort Worth, it's about the same.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I like TCU in this one. They come in and beat Arizona State and keep climbing the ranks of the Big 12.
I think it'll be a close game. I'm going to go opposite of you. I'm going to say Arizona State just because they're at home and when ASU gets jumping, it gets jumping. And I think
for sure.
They'll have a good crowd, and I think they'll match the energy at TCU because they've looked good since that Mississippi State game.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Next, we got Wake Forest to Georgia Tech, number 16 Georgia Tech, which I don't know if you realize this. This has been the first time since I think the 90s that Georgia Tech's been ranked higher than their original SEC arch nemesis, Alabama.
Yeah. Man,
Alabama at 17, and I think Alabama was either 17 or 18. Georgia Tech at 16.
Hell yeah.
Georgia Tech's on their first 4-0 streak, I think since 2014.
Mm-hmm.
No, 10 years. I have Georgia Tech going to Wake Forest. I have them win this. I think every game Georgia Tech plays this year will be a shootout and will be no more than 10 points is my prediction for the rest of the season. But I don't think there will be any point in this game where it looks like Georgia Tech doesn't have control.
Yeah, I think it's about the same too. I think Wake Forest doesn't have the firepower to beat Georgia Tech.
No, I agree.
No.
And previously talking about USC, they're actually playing Illinois.
Illinois this week.
Yeah.
They play Notre Dame next weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got USC. USC's got momentum right now. Illinois.
I
don't even know how you ranked Illinois, but we got a ranked matchup on Fox at 12, so I guess it'll be in multi-view, but it'll be in that corner that you don't really look at.
Yeah, I've got USC coming out and win this. And again, we didn't talk about, and I don't know how it slipped our minds, was the Arkansas game losing against Memphis by a point last week. Arkansas goes to play Notre Dame this week. Arkansas is getting off firing their head coach. If Notre Dame struggles with this, it would be a surprise.
Yeah.
I think Arkansas's they're going to have players hit the portal.
Yeah.
They're going to have players, hold their red shirt and not count this against their year of eligibility. And I think Notre Dame takes care of business against Arkansas at home.
This is at Arkansas. That's awesome. Yeah, I want this win for Arkansas, but I don't see it happening. I think Notre Dame's got their team together at this point. So
at least better than they had previously.
At least, good enough to beat Arkansas by at least a touchdown or two.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Talking about another game we forgot to talk about.
Oh.
I don't know how we forgot about that. Last week, Syracuse came and upset Clemson. I don't remember if either of us had Syracuse beating Clemson last week.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we did.
No.
Fantastic game. Truly a fantastic game. Syracuse did, their quarterback is hurt. They're going to play Duke this week. Who do you have Syracuse Duke?
I think at the end of this we need to address Clemson properly. I think we need to, because we've got to have a heart-to-heart with Dabo and Clemson fans. But this game, Duke looked good too this past week. They played NC State, and of course, as soon as we say, we've kind of given up on Duke, we've given them a lot of slack. We're gonna pick NC State. Of course, as soon as we say that, Duke comes out and plays a great game against them.
Yeah.
And
a good NC State too, right? I mean, I don't think this is a bad NC State.
Yeah. Do I go against Syracuse again? No, I'm not going to. I think Syracuse is at home, and I think they come away with it. I think it'll be a close game, though.
I'm going to take Duke for one reason only. I think Syracuse walked away from Clemson partly because of that weather delay. Mm-hmm. And Clemson sucks first half and then comes out second half screaming, and there was never that momentum shift in that game. I think Duke comes out playing hard. Syracuse doesn't have their quarterback. He tore his Achilles. He's out for the season. I think Duke comes out, shows up, and wins this game. I really do. Next game I want to talk about is probably Kansas State, UCF.
I got UCF.
Yeah, 100%. But UCF came off of. I think UCF is a program we need to talk about more in depth at some point. Yeah. This is a program who's back on the rise.
Oh yeah.
Who's coming from the bottom, working their way up, and nobody's talking about them. I think UCF's the team to watch. I think in the next 2 years, they might be top of their conference. Really do believe that.
I'm gonna take a look at their schedule because I've got friends down in Orlando UCF has been a fun team to watch when I've gotten a chance to watch them, and if they keep up the momentum that they have, I would love to see
a UCF game.
Their games always look like on TV. They look like good times.
Yeah, for sure. Not really.
I'm picking Ohio State over Washington. I don't know why that game is so close on odds right now, but
Is it really?
Yeah, it's a lot closer than I thought it would be.
Yeah,
I've got Ohio State for sure.
Ohio State for sure, 100%. Old LSU is going to play at Ole Miss.
At Ole Miss.
I don't know. I think I'm taking Ole Miss on this one. LSU has LSU struggled against Florida more than they should have.
Yeah.
I do not think they deserve that number 4.
Mm-hmm. And surprisingly, the AP got it right because I thought they were going to bump LSU up or something.
Yeah.
Just because they haven't lost yet, but yeah, definitely. I think this is going to be the game of the week. Actually, what am I talking about? There's games at 7.
Man.
There's games at 7.
There's a lot of good games this week.
This is going to be the game of 4:30.
This is the game of 4:30.
This is the game of 4:30. This is the one that I'm going to be having the sound on for it.
Yeah, but I think this is LSU's downfall right here. We're about to see it. I think Ole Miss looks good. I think they come out and they beat LSU by a touchdown. Not to say this won't be a good game.
Yeah.
But I think Ole Miss is LSU's number right now.
If there ever was a time, the time is now for you to figure out
your offense.
Yeah, your offense. Because you really
defense looks good still.
Yeah,
I mean,
defense looks good, but Ole Miss's offense has been too good to handle. So, I'm gonna go Ole Miss with you.
Yeah.
I got it like maybe field goal or touchdown too as well.
Talk about another one where this is kind of a make or break game right here. Auburn going to A&M.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be a tough game.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a tough game. There's no easy way to put that. I imagine A&M's heavily favored in this.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be my hot take. And I'm going to pick Auburn to win this. Because A&M can only win 8 games. And this is
That's
one
what,
of those
that's
they
what
could
I've been
probably
thinking
get
about. I'm
knocked
like,
off.
is this one of the 4 games they lose this season?
They can only win 8 games. I mean, is this the year they proved that wrong? Very possibly.
Yeah.
Very, very possibly. But I think this is one of the 4 games that can give them trouble. I think Auburn's a good team, you know. I think they're going to do better here than they did against Oklahoma. I think and the reason why I say that is because that quarterback at Auburn had so much pressure on him going to that Oklahoma game. They're able to get over that loss, and I know A&M's got momentum going into this. But truly get over that loss, get ready to go. I think Auburn has a good shot at winning this game.
I think about the complete opposite of you. I think that Auburn's gonna have. I think they're just mentally drained from this game.
Very possible.
This past game, because you go into Oklahoma and you lose like that, just by a touchdown to a team that you feel like you could have won, and you feel like you've been snubbed. And I think there's win hangovers, there's loss hangovers, and I think Auburn Tigers have a Clemson Tiger hangover, and they lose to the Aggies. I think the Aggies look good this year.
I think it's possible. I'll be really quick. I think Iowa's going to get curb stomped by Indiana.
Yeah.
I think Iowa might hold them to 30 points. But
Yeah.
Iowa might not get a touchdown that game.
Yeah.
Iowa's probably got one of the best has a great quarterback with some of the worst play calling I've ever seen on offense.
Oh, yeah.
I like Iowa. I like the Hawkeyes. I like that team. Head coach gotta go. Offensive coordinator has to go.
Yeah.
I don't know who's the main issue, but one of them has to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah. There's not really much to talk about there. I think Indiana's got it, even if it's on the road.
yeah.
Especially after last week. There's not really much else on 3:30. 4.
Air Force at Hawaii. Who you got? Quick one.
Oh me Air Force.
All right, I'll take Hawaii just to even it out. Tennessee going to play Mississippi State. 4:15 on the SEC Network. This is a sneaky good game.
Yeah.
At home at Mississippi State's going to be a hard environment to play.
Yeah, they proved it against Arizona State. I don't think they proved it against Tennessee. I think Tennessee's a good team, and I think this will be their kind of bounce back. Maybe they take out some of their SEC anger. They see Bulldogs and they're like, oh no, we're not losing.
We go red
again. Yeah.
Again, talk about win hangovers. I think there's a chance that Mississippi State comes in. I believe they're coming off bye week, if I'm not mistaken. They've had 2 weeks. If that's the case, they had 2 weeks to prep for a Tennessee, 2 weeks to watch film, 2 weeks to see what Georgia did, and I'm going to take Mississippi State to upset Tennessee.
We gotta start. I'm gonna go back and get all of our tallies, and I said at the first episode that we were gonna keep a win tally because we've disagreed and agreed on a lot of stuff. I just want to see where our percentages are at.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see for sure.
And I'm also, I think about halfway through the season we should do a reaction to our top 25 from the beginning of the season because everyone's is cooked, but yours is a little better than.
Oh, except where I put Clemson. I had Clemson as the number one team in the country.
Everybody had Clemson high, but I mean, some people had Clemson winning the championship, and if you would have told me at the beginning of the season that Clemson won the championship, I would have been like, yeah, that makes sense. All right. They have a strong team. They have so much stuff returning. Oh man.
Yeah,
so cooked. But yeah, you were right about Alabama. Hopefully, we'll see this weekend.
We'll see, and we'll get to that game in a second.
Mm-hmm.
Iowa State's playing Arizona. I think Iowa State should be at home should be pretty good. NC State's playing Virginia Tech.
Yeah,
Virginia Tech lost their head coach. I have NC State winning that. Now we get to the big ones.
Oh yeah.
Now we get to the big ones. Stanford playing San Jose State. I can't even say it without laughing. Give me Stanford on that one. They look pretty decent so far.
Yeah.
It's G5, San Jose State.
Oh yeah.
Give me Stanford.
Uh-huh.
In all seriousness, let's address the big games. Which one do you want to start with? Penn State or Georgia?
I want to start at Massachusetts. No, I'll go. I don't know if you're gonna have a hot take for it, but we'll start with the Georgia game. I think Georgia keeps their home win streak, and I think they win this game, and I think they cover whatever spread. I think it's like 3.5 points or something. I think they cover it.
I don't have a hot take on this one, and I do. I'm trying to decide right now in this moment which one I share. So I think I'll share both of them. Georgia has a fear of playing Alabama.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Alabama has Georgia scared. 100% does. Georgia hasn't been able to beat Alabama successfully, repeatedly, in a very long time. That being said, this is quite possibly the worst Alabama team we've seen in a while. And again, the Florida State game has anything to say about.
Yeah.
I think Georgia's probably a better team than Florida State. But I think Alabama's going to be more prepared for this one than they were for Florida State.
For sure.
I think Georgia will probably win by 10. But I think there's a chance Alabama comes in and upsets Georgia. I think that's a very, very real possibility. I think there's a chance that they upset them by 2 touchdowns even. I think this can go either way, but Georgia should have it.
Yeah, Georgia's a second half team for sure. I could see Alabama doing what Tennessee did and going out for an early lead, and maybe Georgia just can't come back from it. But all honesty, I think the home winning streak continues. I think it continues, and I think Alabama. They won't drop Alabama out of the top 25. They love them too much. Even if they lose to number 5 Georgia, I could see them being like 24 Alabama.
Oh, they have Notre Dame in there. They'll probably stay higher than whatever Notre Dame is.
They could only drop them unless it's a blowout.
Yeah,
They might even only drop them 1 or 2 spots.
Yeah. Penn State playing Oregon.
Oh, the whiteout. I don't even know, man. This is rough. I think both teams have a lot of question marks going into them because they haven't played anybody, especially Penn State. They haven't played anybody. But I think that a whiteout. I think Penn State has their. I think Penn State has it together more than Oregon does. But also James Franklin's 2-10 against top 20 or top 10 opponents. He cannot win against top 10 opponents.
Penn State's always had a really good defense.
Yeah.
Penn State's also struggled to get it done when they need to.
Yeah.
I like Oregon in this one. I don't like them by much. But I had Penn State fairly low in my top 25. I think I had them at 9 or 10. And my big reasoning for that is I think they're a fantastic team against the 80% of the Big Ten that's mediocre. And then when it comes to these big games, they don't seem to perform super well. I like Oregon on this. Even though it's at Penn State, I think Oregon wins probably only by 3. But I think Oregon wins the game.
I feel the whiteout energy. I feel it. I can feel it in my bones. I can feel it in my soul. I can hear Mo Bamba playing after the kickoff. I can feel the inexperienced Oregon shaking in their boots. But I can also feel James Franklin losing once again to a top 10 team.
Again, he can't get it done.
He can't get it done. Oh, man.
You gotta choose.
I'm still going to pick Penn State. I think Penn State wins it by 3. It could really go either way, but I think Penn State squeaks it out. And I think that Ohio State-Penn State game. But Penn State needs this more than Oregon does because Oregon's schedule isn't as bad as Penn State's.
And by the way, this game's on NBC and on Peacock. I'd like to say something really quickly. If you're playing games on streaming services, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
Put it on TV. And I'm talking to you, Notre Dame, that loves to put stuff behind paywalls.
Yeah.
Stop doing it.
Notre Dame and NBC are just...
And I hate that this is going to be on Peacock.
Yeah.
I hate that. I get it, but I hate it.
Yeah.
I'm not buying Peacock. If I can get it on YouTube TV, I'll 100% watch it.
It'll be on NBC, but
yeah,
they have Peacock exclusive games.
Yeah, screw that.
I know this is a college football show, but the NBA is switching over to Amazon Prime and NBC, and they ditched TNT, which there's 2 games. There's 2 days out of the week that I won't be able to watch NBA basketball because, I have Prime and someone I know has Peacock, so I'll be able to watch it. But you're alienating your audience. Put it on regular TV so that these bars can put it on, so that I was hoping that people would get the message for that we don't want these streaming services. UFC did sorta. They went to Paramount Plus, but now it's.
But now it's on pay-per-view.
Yeah, now it's on pay-per-view.
I'm okay with that. But
I'm completely fine with that. But if you've got a sport like.
Keep as many people can watch it as possible.
Exactly. Or I'll be watching it through a live stream on TikTok. Yeah. I will be watching it.
Kids don't pirate.
Yeah.
It's illegal. Don't do that. But, yeah. Let's talk about Clemson. Dabo. Besides Nick Saban, you're one of the most winningest coaches of our childhoods.
Yeah. 21st century.
I have nothing but respect for you. But you become a dinosaur. In this day of NIL, you're a team that was projected to be the best of the best and has fallen to the bottom of the ACC. You're right down there with Blue Chew Bill at UNC. I still think you're a great coach. Yes, for sure. But you got to change the script. You got to flip it. You got to do something. You go and play Bill Belichick next week. Not this week, but next week. If you can't close that game out, you probably will get fired. I think there's a possibility of it.
Yeah.
For not being able to adapt with the times, not because you're not a great coach. That should be the easiest game on your schedule. Easier than Troy or whoever else, G5 schools you've played. There's no excuse to lose that game. I know we don't normally talk that far out.
Yeah.
But that's a make or break. 100% a make or break. I'll let you give your thoughts on this too.
Man, I mean, when you go, you lose to Georgia Tech, which it was a competitive game, but you really didn't have control of that game at all. I mean, we were there. We felt the energy in the stadium. There was not one point where we were, even when y'all went up, it was like.
Even when the little parts of the game where you were tied or it was up, it was like, it felt like you were scared even when you were winning.
Yeah. And then for you to go on the press conference and be all, why do we have these expectations or whatever?
You built those expectations.
You winning multiple national championships. Imagine if Kirby said that after a loss against like Alabama or something.
Or
Saban. Imagine if Saban said that.
Oh, yeah.
You are getting deservedly clowned, and it's kind of sad to see. I think there's still hope for you because you're Dabo Sweeney, dude. You're Dabo Sweeney, and you've got a great team behind you, but
something's got to change.
Something's got to change. You got to use the portal. Because you've got a team like Florida State who went 2-10 last year, and their team's completely built off the portal, and which is complete opposite of your team. You barely made any portal moves.
More than you had in the past. I'll give them credit for that, but still.
But
returning production is no longer a good metric for success in college football.
Yeah.
It's just not.
It's still big, but it's not.
You have the amount of money. Go pull some good players from G5 schools.
Yeah.
Go pull some players from SEC, Big Ten. Because you're probably the only school, I would argue, probably the only school in the ACC who could really go pull a player from the SEC or Big Ten consistently.
Yeah.
Just from a funding and a win streak, perspective. Could make a difference.
Yeah.
Because what you're doing right now is not working.
I think even if they have a a terrible year, they won't fire him just because at this point, you fire Dabo, who are you going to go out and get? Maybe. I mean, you could go out and get a good coach, but at the same time, it's Dabo. And
I would take Jeff Brom from Louisville over Dabo right now, though.
I'd take Fran Brown right now. And that's the other thing. Your team's getting outworked, but you have more talent. You had more talent than Georgia Tech. You had more talent than...
way more talent than Syracuse. Way more talent than Syracuse.
Way more talent than Syracuse. And
Syracuse lost everything. If it was Syracuse last year, and they lost, I would... Kyle McCord was a great quarterback.
Yeah.
Had some top-level receivers that went to the NFL. I would get. This year, it shouldn't be an excuse.
Yeah. Now you're at the point where it's not even about the players. You're getting out-coached.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. That's all it is.
You're getting out-coached, and you need to address it. Sure, you've played some great coaches in the last 4 weeks, but at the same time, really, your only wins against Troy right now, and you barely squeaked that out. You were losing to Troy
at halftime
by multiple possessions.
13 points, I think.
Yeah.
2 touchdowns.
You've got to get it together. And I never thought I'd feel bad for Clemson fans, but it's gonna be the ass off in November between South Carolina and Clemson, because South Carolina's not doing very well either. But at least they have the excuse of we're in the SEC.
But there's people out there who would kill for the funding Clemson has in the ACC. Again, Jeff Brom's a fantastic coach. Louisville doesn't get shit for funding.
Yeah.
Same with Syracuse. I think Fran Brown's kind of a clown with some of the stupid shit he does, like faking injuries. But at the end of the day, he knows his X's and O's.
Yeah.
And he's got more fire under him than you do right now. Don't be left out. I think it's a good way to end it, though.
Yeah. I mean, if Dabo gets fired, he should go to Florida.
That would be hilarious.
That would be hilarious.
Or Arkansas.
That's the only place I could see him, because that's the only organization that's right now like
Arkansas.
No, they have the funding for it because of Walmart, but at the same time, like they just.
It wouldn't be a move up.
Dabo wouldn't do it. Dabo would be like, "Wow, I'm leaving Clemson to go." The only way you could see it as an even, where you're not at Clemson but you went somewhere else, is Florida, because of the funding and the history of championships.
Alabama goes and
that would be the funniest thing ever. DeBoer gets out, we bring Dabo in, and now we've got Dabo, our main rival of the 2010s, as our head coach.
Yeah. Well, awesome. Well, I think this has been actually one of our best pods ever.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much for tuning in.
Yep.
We appreciate it. And we look forward to seeing you next week.